What's up, guys? Welcome to the real world. And tonight I have the honor to sit with one of Oklahoma's top musical artists, Meant2B.
Hey,
What's up, fellas?
Man? Nice to see you.
What's
Nice
up?
to see you.
So you guys just got back from the Grammys.
Yeah.
How
we
was
did.
that?
It was an amazing experience.
Amazing but somber.
Yeah.
You know,
How was the somber?
it was somber with the passing of Kobe, but man, you know, being that it's day, everything must go on still. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Mamba mentality.
yeah.
Show gotta keep going.
How did that, with the Kobe situation, how did that affect the Grammys?
Well, one thing it did, well, you get to the Grammys, normally it's a black tie affair, rare dress up. Well, it was 4 hours after the passing of Kobe Bryant, the news broke. We're actually sitting in a restaurant by the Staples Center, having lunch with our photographer, doing the photo shoot, and I think Dele pulled up first on the phone, and then you heard an audible gasp. Everybody in the restaurant's like, everybody trying to find out. You get the Grammys, people are wearing Kobe jerseys and stuff underneath their outfits, their tuxes and stuff.
Wow.
And Dele mentioned it. He said that you can't escape Kobe Bryant in the Staples Center.
That's his home. He built it.
Right.
Yeah, so there's murals on the wall.
There's plenty of people outside. The whole city of Los Angeles
Yeah.
is outside the arena. People chanting his name. He's plastered on every building. Rest in peace. And it just didn't seem right. It doesn't seem real.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like I said, it made it really somber to the situation. And then you get inside, the jerseys are lit up top. And so the more you walk in, you get chills. Being that that's the house that Kobe built.
Right.
He's not the only one that built it, but we all know he took it to the level.
Right.
That it's Kobe Bryant.
No, I think that's his house.
It is
Because
house, that's what I'm
the
saying.
Lakers played in the Forum for that.
That's true, yeah.
So
yeah.
that
his
is Kobe's
That's
house.
Kobe's house.
Period. He was the Staples Center wasn't around back then. That's his
That's
house.
true.
His house.
I think
And,
for me, one of the things that I saw just online from it was Nipsey and Kobe together.
Yeah.
Two of those guys were huge influences in LA.
Yeah.
I mean, in such a short time, that within this last year,
Yeah.
both of those guys passing.
What it did also, I think, was it kind of knocked the celebrity out of everybody for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody started to question their mortality,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of love in the room. Everywhere you went, when we were talking to Kevin Lyles from Def Jam, or Donna Scott, the publicists from the bigger stars and stuff like that. People were just, hey, how you doing? Giving hugs and what I mean. It was almost like for that night, everybody kind of felt questioned their mortality and felt like peers. It wasn't I'm this person, you're that person. It kind of knocked everybody down a level. You know what I mean? And it was that's what kind of made it. But it was my brother called me, and I think her brother said too. He said you realize that you guys are probably like one of maybe 5 people in Oklahoma right now that's in LA at the Staples Center that experiencing this.
True story.
You know what I mean? So someone said, I'll never liken anybody to anybody else's dad. Not saying the president or anything like that, but Kobe was the president of LA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So so I'm.
He had so much more to do too. I mean, he was just on the second half of his life. You know what I'm saying? Technically, put in basketball terms.
Yeah, I heard somebody say that we had Kobe for 20 years for basketball. Now it's his family's turn to have him for the next 20 years, 30 years.
Because he didn't come back to the arena until his daughter wanted to come back. He
Yep.
had been gone for a while.
Yeah, but like I said, my mentality, we got there, we had to, we networked.
Mm-hmm.
We're also Grammy voters, so, we went there and did what we had to do and soaked it all in, and we were definitely ready to, I know I can't speak of Dele. I was ready to see my family a little bit. Everybody kind of, everybody's kind of like, man, on the phone with your mama.
You kind of, for a moment there, you didn't feel like actually attending the Grammy. You was like, it is what it is.
Was it kind of surreal at that
Surreal
time?
because you got to keep in mind the night would have been kind of somber to begin with because they were already celebrating the life of Nipsey Hussle and Prince.
Right.
So it was already on that, and then that dark cloud hit the whole state, let alone the whole world. So it was already going to be a somber moment, but then it just got more real. We had just learned about the difference between different type of fogs in LA.
The marine fog.
And that's what they were saying
Marine
it
layer.
was.
That's what called
And
marine
then
layer.
all of a sudden that happened. I was like, and they said it's based off the marine layer. I was
Yeah.
wow.
Well, let me ask you guys, upon hearing it, how did it affect Dele? How how did it affect you emotionally?
Emotionally, like I said, I didn't when it happened. It was more shock, and you thought it was fake because in this day and age with all the trolls and people wanted to put you in a casket just to mess with you, it didn't seem real. But then they put the whole family involved, and I was like, no, that can't be true. And then you found out he did die, and that one of his other daughters. I cried. I'm not even gonna lie because you just, like you said, it makes you question your own mortality. You start really thinking about it. You're like, man, some of the things that you think are a problem,
Right.
don't really mean anything. It's like you were really tripping over that a few minutes ago. You really thinking that, and it makes you, like they said, like Jason Williams said, if you're mad at somebody, don't let it last long.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Yep.
Unless it's really detrimental, get over it. Keep moving. So, like I said, it made you really question things more. It made you think more. It made you think, are you procrastinating too long? Get stuff done. Like you said before, Mamba mentality, So.
What about you, Trey?
For me, I don't know. I felt really anxious. After that moment, I feel like I needed to reach out to my family, and everything, because of course when you found out his hours on the plane and everything, and so I just felt like I wanted to talk to my family, and also I don't know. I mean, I don't like to fly anyways.
You don't like flying?
Nobody. Who likes flying?
Some people do. I don't like. I get very anxious before.
I gotta distract myself.
And I gotta distract myself. I gotta have movies, something. So for me, even like you get to the airport and they're showing the footage all over the airport. On top of that, on Monday night, Tuesday night, whatever day we came back, and so I'm already feeling anxious and nervous as it is. My mama called me. She's like, she's nervous, anxious, and they're like, hey, make sure you text me, and all that. But so, like I said, it was very surreal. What upset me more, I think, was when people put people on the ground before they hear the story. Yeah. I don't know if you saw NBA on TNT last night, but he said with Kenny Smith, he played with Rick Fox. He was trying to call him. Rick don't know what's going on. He's answering the phone. He said, I'm hanging out with my family.
He just heard about the Kobe situation.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't know that he got placed on that plane. So he said he's calling, his mom's calling, everybody's calling Rick. He doesn't answer the phone. And then he finally answered the phone, and Kenny Smith said, I just broke down and cried. I was like, damn, you know what I mean? Wow. So because people do that. They place people, in the ground because of the internet. Right. Before you even hear anything.
It's media too.
In the media and all this.
Media lost its moral compass, I believe, and so they started doing stuff ahead of time. And that was one of the things that Rick Foster said. He said that his daughter, her biggest fear was finding out her dad died online, and that's what happened. And so he said he wasn't picking up the phone because he threw like a Kobe situation. And then all of a sudden, his best friend called him.
Oh yeah.
And he picked up the phone and he was crying and he's like, man, it's sad about Kobe. I just want to make sure you're alive. He said, why would you think that?
Why do you do that?
That's when he found out. He's like, wow.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
So your family has to experience that twice because eventually he will pass.
Right.
They experienced it before that take place.
Yeah, man. It's just crazy. It's a crazy situation. It's just, but one thing it did, like I said, if any good comes out of it, this is hard to see, was that it made people kind of just like, it like I said, knocked everybody down to a level, and you can maybe mend some of those wounds you had, or where people are mend some offenses, and maybe get to a place of understanding to where you're not sitting there bickering over small stuff. All the small stuff becomes pretty much relevant. In the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I've spoke about that in other interviews about, sometimes when you're always carrying a grudge, where you're always angry at whether it's a spouse or whoever it may be, it starts affecting you in a negative way. When you're constantly putting negativity in your universe, it starts it starts to come back to you in a negative way.
Oh, definitely.
So I have a few questions for you guys. When you all met in 2000, or you all started singing roughly in 2000, I believe?
Well, we weren't anywhere of a group. We were some 17-year-old young kids singing together. And we just got to college. We were just in college. And we were just singing. We didn't have a group, no name. We just entered some talent shows.
We just singing for the ladies.
Yeah,
singing for the ladies.
I mean, we were, popping popcorn and then playing on piano, just messing around and everything. And That's when we got, that's when we met each other. I don't even know when we actually became the group.
We accidentally won the talent show.
Yeah, that's what happened. We
I don't know
accidentally
if
won the talent show.
accidentally did. Because we didn't really care about the winning. We was just like,
That's why you won.
Yeah. Yeah.
You won because you weren't putting any pressure on
We
yourself.
sang, did we sing like Genuine, like So Anxious or something like that?
Say something about the feeling.
Something like that, yeah, it was just, but there the girls, yeah, they was like, okay. I was like, oh, this is my work. It's my work. I was like, okay, look at, I'm making some money now. And then we got booked for a wedding.
Yeah.
And it was a long, and so we had to sing Let's Get Married by Jagged Edge. And the woman had about 25
You
bridesmaids.
say that.
Yeah, so the music actually stopped. And we had to keep on singing it over and over. Like no music, acapella.
Wow.
The whole time. And it's like our first gig.
They walking really slow.
And it was like, I was like, oh my God. We never did a wedding since.
I haven't done a wedding.
Never do another wedding. But yeah, that was.
My next one is when you guys played in Oklahoma, how big was that for you, Dele?
Are you talking about like as in just picking actions?
When you actually played with
the first time?
Yeah.
Well, technically, we were still on it when we did that show. Remember for a while. It was I forgot what club it was. And that's when they discovered us.
Oh yeah.
I think it was more so we were still chasing the ladies, so for the ladies, and so you were more so just trying to. We love singing to begin with, so we were just more so just trying to make sure the crowd enjoyed our performance, and so I personally, when you think about what was going on, I was just like enjoying the fact that women were screaming, so. Just keep it 100. That's back in the day when I used to do nothing but take my shirt off. Every chance I got.
I was skinny back then, so I did my shirt off.
Any chance I got, I took my shirt off. Yeah.
Well, speaking on that,
yeah.
I see all these Instagram pictures of you, and now that you're at this point of just being yoked, how's that changed you? I mean, do you feel like now you feel more comfortable taking your shirt off on a regular basis in concert?
I've been taking my shirt off since then. That's what I'm saying. So I mean, I've always focused on fitness, coming out of high school and in sports all the time. So
I can remember seeing you at the gym at Aspen Fitness,
yeah, that was back in the
and
day.
had no idea that you was an artist.
Yeah,
And you were just, was that your beginning stages when I seen you?
Yeah, that's
over
right.
at that
All
time?
the time. Yeah.
Nice. And what were you doing at that time, Trey?
What time is this? Well, when the first Oklahoma show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first time I guess going back to the question.
2007.
Yeah, we got on a show at I forgot what club it was, but it was a show that at the time they were Wild 97, 99. They just changed like 2010. So we did a show and the head program director was there. And he was like, "Oh man, I gotta get these kids, man. Like, I gotta get them on my, And he got us the next gig, and we ended up doing a halftime show, an NBA halftime show, and that's when that's when we really knew that we had something going. And then we started to go to different conventions and shows and stuff, and then slowly but surely our name started to get in the industry and get a buzz to where we were meeting major artists that were like, hey, y'all meant to be, I know I heard y'all, whatever, let's work together. And that's, I don't know if you have some questions of course, but I won't get too ahead of ourselves. But yeah, so for me, the first time playing Oklahoma was really cool. But what I really want to do, I still haven't going back to my hometown of Omaha. I still haven't played a show there.
You still have,
Still haven't played a show
but
there.
you have intentions on it.
Oh man, all the people I know, they're like, "Nah, I heard you on the radio out here." The radio station's up in Omaha, so I'm still waiting for that. So my old high school buddies, be like, "Yo, I'm coming to the show." It's like, but Omaha's all love, they have, yeah, we still haven't gotten up there yet, but I think that would be cool.
How's your friends being affected by now?
Calling, getting free shows.
I was raised in Norman, so they see me all the time, and my guys from high school make sure that they don't let me live anything down. So any chance they get, they'll poke at me. And then at the end of it, it's all love, because that's all we used to do growing up. Even when we were in college, he met my boys. All we do was talk mess to each other.
Yeah,
We kind of level each other every time. Be like, we're not gonna get too big and think you're too much. By the way we talk to each other.
That's one thing. It gets ruthless too.
Yeah, it's ruthless. My friends is ruthless. Bro. you gotta have a stomach for it.
That's why I started going to the gym because they started talking to me. I was like, okay, F this. I ain't gonna be the I ain't gonna be the smallest.
Yeah, they're ruthless.
How did you guys come up with the name Meant2B?
Well, pretty much, I'm from Oklahoma. He's from Omaha. His family used to live here too. And so it just seemed like it was meant to be. It seemed like it was.
And your grandma or your parents went to the same church
with his grandparents.
as my grandparents.
Wow.
So I see y'all in Sunday school back in the day, and I looked at it, it's so like.
And then his dad, my dad's professor, his dad took, before he became professor, he took my dad's class.
Yeah.
See, so it's like.
My dad took his dad's class.
So.
How crazy is that?
Yeah. So it's meant to be.
Yeah.
Awesome. Next one, being one of the hottest R&B artists out of the Midwest, how has that inspired others to follow in your footsteps?
Well, we both have, siblings. For me, my brother, C.L. McCoy, shout out to him. He is a producer. He's produced for, Waka Flocka, ourselves, of course. Baby Bash, Bun B, all these artists. He followed in our footsteps. And we got a lot of people come up to us now. They're like, how do we get in this game? How do we do this? How do we do that? And we're more than willing to tell you how to do it. But at a certain point in time, you got to show some initiative and willingness to go do it yourself. But we can only tell you what to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But then another thing is, you probably notice being a trader, how many people come up to you and I want the whole thing, the whole thing, but trying to spin on bread. So how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do this? I'm like, look, man, I'll sit down and talk to you, man. But you want me to
What's the plan?
Yeah, what's the plan here? But it's our saying. I mean, you talk about your sibling as well.
My brother's an actor. He got out eventually and moved to LA. He's on a couple Netflix shows.
That's awesome.
He's on the Brave on NBC.
He's on the Brave, and he's also writing his own pilot right now for a movie. So
it's gonna be hilarious. We watched some last week and we're in LA, and it's funny.
So it's almost like you guys were meant to be.
Yeah.
Because you're coming from different backgrounds, obviously, and still connected from your family ties and so from there.
Yeah, I'm taking that.
Yeah, please.
I was trying to get past that.
My next question for you guys is, what keeps you guys going?
The love, the passion.
Love. Because there's gonna be times where you don't feel like you get irritated with certain things. Man, I think that's with anything you do, or you feel like you want to change, but then you get a letter or inbox, or because we don't check our Meant2B inbox that much, but then you listen, you'll go through it, and you'll see posts. Or you'll see messages, or you'll be doing a performance, and some girl will come up to you and say something. I remember our last performance, and it made me really like. It's one of the situations where it's nut check, but you're like, none of your problems are really real. Like this girl came up to me, she said, "I love your music. I'm recovering from cancer," and it's like, we just got coming off a high, and so at that point in time, you could be a little arrogant, but she brought me right back down with that and made you realize what you're doing helps some people in some form or some way based off your words or whatever you're going through, because the way we write we add a little bit of us,
right?
But we also listen to other people and try to see what they're going through, or we look at the society and say, well, let's write from this standpoint. So I think our music does help people. Because music makes the world go round, I believe. So
Sure. So my next one is, what artist has influenced you guys to become Meant2B?
Well,
Michael Jackson, Prince.
Yeah. But for me, I'm a '90s baby. Obviously, it was 90s was a golden age of R&B. That's what made me fall in love with R&B. Of course, my parents, they're big. They're in a band back in the '70s called, I forgot the name, called Electromotive Funk. Funk band played whatever. So that's what I got first. My mom was always listening to, around the house, Tina Marie and all people. But as I started loving music, it was, of course, Boyz II Men, but it was Jack and Edge, 112, Joe, Case, You know, I'm just thinking the
I was
90s.
gonna say, what
The
guy-
music was good.
Well, obviously, and somebody we can't
Can't
we're not
speak
speak about at the moment. You know, my mind's telling me no. But he influenced a lot of our, and you know, and then at the turn of the century came, well, I guess that was about Jack and Dance 112. But even it's Escape. You know what I mean? Like just the writing styles. For me, it was more about the writing styles. How we always love to write, but I just love the way Jermaine Free wrote and Bryant Cox wrote, and some of those guys. A lot of behind the scenes. I can name a lot of behind the scenes people who like I don't know what I'm talking about, but I don't know who like all the MJ and Michael
But
Jackson.
even said, we're mostly R&B,
Usher.
but then the fact that we have a eclectic music palette, we listen to everything. And so if you look, when you hear our new project, you'll hear hints of rock, old school, a little bit of everything. We have a tendency to we want to stretch the genre a little bit further than what it is when it comes to us.
Right.
Because we consider ourselves musicians, so we think about it. We don't want to just pigeonhole ourselves into one box.
You'll hear some Phil Collins
Samples,
samples and some.
Duran Duran.
Yeah, you'll hear some of those on
And
there.
you just have to listen to us and be like, okay, I see where they're, okay.
Yeah.
It goes back and forth. It's like a yo-yo for us, so when we pride ourselves in that, we don't just pigeonhole ourselves into
I think Diddy was a big influence on that too, because growing up, Diddy or Puff Daddy or whatever you call him nowadays, Diddy now. Think about it, every step I take, with the Sting song, he had effort. He always was sampling different music or whatever. So when you get in the studio, in our, we mainly work with Chris Cutter. Shout out to him. Cutter Classics. On our project, we just start pulling old records. This is gonna, you might come in one day like, man, I feel like some 80s music today. Next thing you know, we're watching Back to the Future. Listening to 80s songs.
Put on records and just looking for listening to
listen to songs and just like, man, what are you doing today? So it can. Our mood honestly depends on
what you going through that day.
Yeah, one day you might come in like, look, like our probably biggest hit today, Ring. That hit the Billboard charts. And that was a song we did in like an hour because we felt like going out that night. Yeah. So we just came in.
We just flew in from Cali. We went straight to the studio.
Yeah. Actually, we're going to party song.
You're still partying pretty much, because California. California, you take part in most of it.
That's actually my next question. How did that song come about?
Yeah,
just like that.
Was you just on the plane and you like,
I think actually you had so you got a boyfriend, and then you're like
cadence. Because sometimes we'll be playing around in the car, and we'll just be messing around, and then somebody else in the car be like, hey man, that's hot, what is that? And then so later on, you forget about it, and then we're in the studio, he said, now, what did you do in the car earlier? And then we just started doing it, and then we told Cutter, and Cutter started making a beat. We told him what style of beat we wanted. Coming back from California, we wanted the West Coast beat.
Yeah. And
so he started with a little piece, and you can watch. I wish we would have recorded that session, but we weren't prepared for that session. But pretty much it came, like you said, less than an hour.
Yeah, we knocked it out. We just knocked it out and knocked it out, and
because it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. But some songs might take you
might have to come back
weeks.
You might get majority of it done, but you gotta come back.
Yeah, because R&B is not the rap process. It's a rap. I'm not saying rap is obviously very difficult, the hip hop community and stuff. But I'm saying, but you have to stack your vocals. So like, we're a 2-person group. So so if you're a 2-person group, how you gonna get 4-part harmony, 5-part harmony, 6-part harmony? You have to go and lay your first, lay your main. You gotta go and lay a harmony note. Then you gotta lay another harmony note. Then lay another harmony note. Then your backgrounds, and then you mix them all together. So it's like, so if you're doing a slow song, for example, that might take you, a little bit. Then we'll have somebody come in and play the guitar, somebody come in and play the saxophone, Cutter play the keys, or we might need a female voice for this part, or we might need anything that and so it might take a little bit.
Because you hear things as you keep moving. As you keep moving on, you'll be like, okay, you didn't have no idea for guitar, but after somebody does something, come up with a roll or an ad lib, like this, that area, we'll probably do it at the same time, like guitar.
Yeah, maybe guitar.
Guitar. So you have to find somebody, Cut has to call somebody, come in and knock out the guitar. Or he'll be like, y'all go ahead and go home, I'll get the guitar done.
Yeah, I'll get that done later. So.
Awesome. So I was listening to a video today, and it was about Kobe Bryant, of course, and the interviewer asked him his definition of love. And so I'm going to ask both of you, what is your definition of love?
We're going to start with whatever is unconditional. I mean, that's what it basically is, man. If somebody, if when you're in love or you love somebody, any type of relationship, whether it be friendship, marriage, anything, siblings, is unconditional. That's what I feel love is. You know, you might be mad at each other, you might, feel some type of way, you might have a falling out, but in the day, something happens, like, for example, like you said, Shaq and Kobe, for example. They had their turmoil through the years, but at the end of the day, he was on, talking about yesterday. So let's love, no matter what. At the end of the day, it's love, and so love has to be unconditional. You probably like.
No, I just think, when it comes to me, I just think that love is, you'll do anything for that person. Like you said, if you're mad at them, it doesn't matter. I can be mad at you if somebody comes swing on you, I'm not.
Exactly.
Right.
We've had a few of those situations.
Or if I'm saying something bad about him, and somebody else said, no, you can't talk about him like that.
Yeah, that's
what I'm saying. And so I feel like that when anybody comes to a family member, like me and my parents talk about it, they said that me and my siblings, we don't let nobody talk about it. We don't even let our parents say that. My mom would call me to complain about my brother, and I'll defend him. She's like, you defend your brother, you defend your sister. I said, well, that's how y'all raised us. We mean unconditional love, like you said. We love each other. Yeah,
unconditional. And you'll know, too, when the love's unconditional, because, like I said, my brother right here, I don't care who you are, we might be in a fight or whatever, but you ain't gonna come around me talking ill.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's another thing. So people, you have to question people that let other people come around them and talk bad about you, and then they don't say nothing.
Right.
I don't hang out. I don't kick with those people. Like, oh, so and so's talking about you the other day, and they're like, what'd you say? Well, I ain't say nothing because I was just sitting there listening. I'm like,
listen,
you didn't say nothing.
Like,
no, you didn't for me. You gotta.
What?
Yeah, you my brother. If I got love for you, and then like I said, and being unconditional love. Like I forgot who said this, but they also said this. Like they said that what's the word looking for? I think love is also loyalty. My loyalty lies beyond if we're not friends anymore, or if you're not together anymore, or something like that. Because because it happens all the time. If you and I are brothers, best friends, whatever, right? And let's say or I use another person for example. Me and party A. And we're not friends anymore. But I was in your life. Me and you talked. Me and you shared our deepest secrets. You know things about me, I know things about you. But I see people all the time when they're not together anymore or they're not friends with that person anymore. They're like, oh, that person, and they start all their business. To me, you never love that person again. Because my loyalty lies beyond that. So what happened? Like. It just happened, how do you friends this person anymore?
It's just cool.
I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And that's another problem. I think people aren't. They say, oh, I love this person, blah, blah, but yet something happens in a relationship, whether it be friendship, marriage, or whatnot, and they'll quick to tell everybody their business or tell everybody, talk ill about those people.
I think that some people don't know how to get over certain things, and they only know how to make them, they think they're making themselves feel better.
Well, situationally.
We're talking about
because if your husband went and got 3 other girls pregnant in Oklahoma City, you understand? You know what I'm saying, though, right? Within reason. So love is also loyalty.
Let me ask you that exact same question, but about what you love doing, which is music. Describe that for me.
Music is passion, and it's like I couldn't see myself not doing music. It would literally, it's like such a, no matter what, I always trying to find my way doing some music or something. You see me in the gym, I'll be, this song come on, I'll get corner, or in the car, you're listening to music, or I could be sitting here just like, people are like, hey, tell me, you making a beat right now? It's like, I can't, and I just, music is just, it's something about, I don't know, I guess I was raised that way. I was raised around music, I was raised with records and watching Michael Jackson videos and watching the old BETs and Video Soul and all things like that. It's just something that's still I can't explain it. It's like one of those things, like you said, it's unconditional. It's just part of me.
Yeah,
I feel like it's an outlet. Music helps people get through things, like we were saying earlier. So remember I did a paper a long time ago when I was in high school about how music affects people.
Right up.
Yeah, I did. I had no choice.
Oh.
So I did it over music. And you see how music affects people, the way it affects children, the way children respond. Calm a child down that has ADD. I think music is a cure to a lot of things. Because if you're stressed out, you're gonna play a song, a certain style of music for yourself. If you're angry, you might want to rock out. If you're sad, what's that Neil song? So sick of love songs. because you're playing that song because you think you're getting emotions out, and then they're actually speaking to you. So my love for music comes from within, and so I mean I just love music so much, and it helps me get through things, and it's like I said, it's an outlet for myself. So
It's funny that you say that, Dele, because I was looking at another video, and it was about a gentleman who was about to. The doctor had given him a few days before he died, and the nurse decided to come in and started singing to him, and along with her singing to him, she brought the piece of paper with all the lyrics for him to sing along with her. Not only did he not pass away,
it heals. Music heals.
Yeah, it's true.
and that video went absolutely viral.
Yeah.
From the wife walking in the room and seeing her sing to him, and they did not expect him to live past that night. And he's still alive today because
It heals.
of
It definitely
her
heals.
singing.
I've seen that with like people with Alzheimer's or people that are in coma. They watch the brain waves, and even people with Alzheimer's that don't remember anything. So that's the reason why you play music. If it's one of the songs that they love, they'll start singing. It doesn't matter if they don't remember anything they'll come back and they'll be there in that moment. And that's like I said, music. Like if you watch the brain waves and stuff like that, it's totally crazy.
It's crazy. So my next one for you guys is this. You both started, when you started, you did your first gig with Snoop Dogg and Sean Kingston.
Yes.
How did that affect you? Being around those two icons in the music industry.
We first. When was this? It was. Where was that? It was at the
What was that?
Zoo Amphitheater.
Was it Zoo at Remington?
No, Remington.
Oh, was it Remington?
Yeah. Was it Remington?
And Baby Bash was there too.
Baby Bash was there. Definitely shout out to Baby Bash. Baby Bash is one of our really good friends. He's definitely was a mentor to us in the music industry. Started him in Manager Heavy. Shout out to him. It felt like that's what for me, it felt like that's what I was supposed to be doing. You know, because we did smaller shows and all that, and we actually did a show before that at the Chesapeake Arena with 50 Cent and Busta Rhymes, 50 Cent, all that stuff like that. And that was crazy because that was about 12,000 people in there. You know what I mean? And we also had but the Sean Kingston thing, I think what changed was we were no longer a footnote on the billing.
We're now
Right.
We're now like Sean Kingston and Meant2B. Snoop Dogg was a separate concert, but as far as the Sean Kingston, it was Sean Kingston, Meant2B, and and so we that's what okay. So then we started to start getting some top billing, and we started not being like a footnote anymore. And after you do that, you can kind of start. I guess the word start pick and choose. You're no longer doing the club with one mic. We have one mic
Chilling circuit.
sharing a microphone like this.
We've been blessed actually been able to. The people that we work with are also they're humble because in this industry there's a lot of non-humble people and they can be. I'm not gonna cuss on your show, but
No, you
can't. They can be some assholes.
Oh, you cussing here?
I didn't know you.
Oh,
man, I've been
going
this
in.
whole time. I've been wanting to cuss this whole time. And no, for real, they can be some assholes. But we've been blessed. The artists we work with on songs when it comes to shows, except for one. But they've all been really cool. They've been actually humble and they actually instill peace into us like this. No matter what, you still go out, try to take pictures with everybody in the damn arena if you can. Especially like Bash, Devins, Jocks, Ray Lavenders, Snoops,
24 hours.
24 hours, CeeLo.
Yeah.
Like, that's nothing, like, even just starting the Kobe thing. We've met Kobe a couple times, we had so recipes. And, like, the media can make you not like somebody. Totally different with that, man. You meet him and you're like, this guy is humble as heck. And every time you met him, he was cool. He was trying to give me some of his wings at Hooters. But we sitting there eating lunch with him. I was like, yeah. And so, man, being able to, we were lucky, I believe, because you run into some snakes, you run into some
We have some snakes.
There's some snakes. You run into some snakes, but you run into the snakes. But we've been blessed to being able to run into people that are really humble, that also mentored us into thinking, into our way of thinking.
Mentorship is definitely finding somebody good when you're starting. You know, everybody out there who get in the music industry, it's a brutal business. It's a very cutthroat. Entertainment is cutthroat. Make sure you have somebody in your corner that actually is looking out for your best interest. Honestly, the person looking out for your best interest more than anybody is yourself.
Mm-hmm. That was actually my next question. What are some of the tips that you can, but that you'd like to give anyone that may be listening to this interview that is wanting to get into the music industry?
I'll give one. You can give one. Like I said, one thing is find somebody like that cares about you. Early in our career, you know, and actually middle of our career, also, we fake being our own manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. You call someone, so let's
call another number,
yeah,
and it was us.
Yeah. So he had a separate phone.
Yeah.
With a different number on a different cell.
Yeah.
So we'll get these gigs. Because one thing as an artist too, when you go to a show,
If you want to bitch,
if you can't bitch to the sound guy.
Oh.
You can't bitch to the promoter. Even to the big show, like we got to a show that was, you know, at I forgot where it was at, in another city or whatever. It was a not convention center type, you know, with a bunch of different artists on it, you know, big names like that. So you go in there and you're sounding right. You can't go over there and be like, man, you fixed my sound right. Because what's gonna happen when you're on stage?
I'll show you, motherfucker.
You're gonna just it happens all the time.
Or
he won't care at all.
Show's already on. What's he gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
He's a fight.
Or he won't care at all. He'll just leave, you know, whatever. But if you go up to the sound man, like, hey, man, how you doing? My name is Trey. You know, hey, man, can I get you a drink? Can you jump? You know what I mean? Like, he'll be like, he'll more like
control your destiny.
Yeah. But so,
right?
but when the music was bad, or I mean, so if it didn't sound right, we would have a fake number call. Hey, I heard, you know, there's something we need to sound right. And then we have one of our friends, one of the homies that's with us.
Take his phone, go around the corner, here's the sound guy's number, cuss his ass out.
Yep. And then, or it'd be like, or we would tell you.
Or if you're with us, you'd be like, hey,
yeah,
you get to cuss this man out,
go
over there and cuss him out.
Your name is, what was his name?
No,
don't say that. But that was a long time ago, though. We got a long time ago. But that's, you know, like I said, you got to find somebody that cares about you. If not, run it yourself. But just also understand that everybody you're doing business with controls your destiny, somehow, some way. Whether it be the promoter of the show, make sure you get your money.
Mm-hmm. That's important.
First. Don't go out there and let that man tell you that don't go out there and say they will pay you out for the show. You ain't gonna get it. You get half up front.
You get before the
show, yeah.
And you don't touch the stage until you get the rest of the money.
Like our contract says, we require half the payment 7 days before the event, and then the second half before we get on stage. Or
that's guaranteed.
Or we will not do it unless.
And it depends on if we're on tour.
Yeah,
if we're in tour schedule, it's gonna be way before 7 days. You gotta give us a down payment so you
yeah,
can lock that in.
Yeah, because if not, you could lose potential shows in the future.
Because you waited 7
days. You waited, you know what I'm saying? And
right.
then you don't have a show now, and they backed out. You're like, well, you would go ahead. What's a good tip?
A good tip, just keep pushing, no matter what, and know your worth. I mean, just know your worth and keep pushing.
That's important. Knowing your worth is important. I think so many people no matter if it's fitness or the music industry, you know, so many people, I think, when you're trying to accomplish goals in your life, you end up losing your self-worth because it doesn't happen immediately. Mm-hmm. And so, my question to both of you, what are some of the struggles you guys have had in the music industry?
Snakes.
Can I tell us? Oh,
no. But there's no snakes out there. They will do crazy stuff to you. And like, if you are young in the game, then you're vulnerable. You're hungry because you're so hungry. You might not believe it, but you'll be like, I'm gonna take that chance, and then you ran into a snake, and snake will get you. And I tell people all the time. I say, like, we've dealt with some friends that are get in the music industry, and they be like, they took this much money from me. I said, well, that was just a cheap lesson.
That was a cheap lesson.
I said, that was a cheap lesson.
You lose.
You haven't ran into a big lesson.
What's a big lesson?
A big lesson? Lose any. Somebody get you for 100,000 in this game. More.
We had a friend of ours, a peer, that you know, an artist. There's a lot of snakes. So when you get on Instagram nowadays, especially with social media, would send money in advance. You know what I'm saying? To artists. You know what I mean? Or to send money to a promoter, you know, or anybody, anybody. Don't ever look.
You don't know the person.
You don't know the person.
You physically can't get a hold of their neck.
Yeah. Don't
Don't send them no money.
Because I can go on and say I'm the manager. I can go on and say I'm the manager of.
People make pages all day.
Of
When you find out, that's not my manager.
Yeah,
Stop saying that
that's not my manager.
That's nothing to do with it. You lost that.
You lost it now, but it's a cheap lesson. And I think
because of how much it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, like this game will get you. They'll get you so sprung into this. It's people because people are very calculating now when it comes to counting people.
True.
They're very calculating. I'd be like, man, you took this much time to do this? There's like 15 instructions and these all seem legit, and then you find out, oh no, this is way too good to be true. And you find out, that's con.
Yeah. Another probably struggle was before we signed our deal with Empire was probably like making sure your music gets to the masses. You know what I mean? Because because that gives you access. You know, when you get to, you got so many different avenues: SoundCloud, Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, YouTube. Keep going. Amazon Music, Google Play, blah blah. Man, how are you gonna do this? You know what I mean? How are you gonna get a video for Vivo, BET Jams, MTV Jams, Revolt, First Choice? So many platforms. So you're struggling. So when you're doing it yourself, when you're coming out independent, now you have to have distribution to get to all these avenues
at the same time.
At the same time, because and it's also you have to work a record. Mm-hmm. Working a record you can work a record for a year, some 2 years,
some 3.
Yeah.
How long was Miguel's record out before he popped?
Which Adorn? Yeah, like Miguel came out a year before that.
I thought it was longer than that.
Or maybe keep playing it. So that's what the struggle in music. You got, like you said, consistency. And just keep on at it, keep pushing at it, because you can't throw a song away. It might not be hit the first 5 months, 6 months, especially if it's an R&B song, because R&Bs don't play in clubs. Right. So when you
you might not have reached the right market yet.
Yeah.
That one market might take your single to another level.
And if it's a slow jam, you can hit. If it hits right, especially in the winter, after it starts around October, November. And you get it going. Then about Valentine's Day, if it's that's another thing. It's about calculation, about strategy. Don't put out a party record. You can if you're big enough. If you're Usher, you put a party record out. If you're somebody, whatever.
If you want to peel extra money for you're wasting money actually.
Yeah, don't put a party record out in the middle of November.
Is music a seasonal thing?
It can be. It can be. But actually, in this day and age,
well, I still think
things change daily. With everything online, I mean, you don't know. You just have to have a structure and stick to it. You have to have a structure and stick to it and keep pushing.
But if you put a fast joint out in probably November, it'll probably hit around March when the weather comes back out and everybody's at the spring, But like I said, not necessarily. It depends on how good the song is. I mean, if you're gonna have a song that hits a hit. But like I said, we're talking about some early struggles. Before we had our distribution, we would have to be more calculating.
When to drop.
When to drop a song, because you're like, man, I can't. We can't just spend all this money.
Right.
We're gonna drop it. We're gonna put this out.
And one thing the artists need to know now that they're coming out. What you pay for it is what you get. So if your quality is horrible, you might as well not come. If you write a mark on your whatever, or if you don't care about the mix and the production, and it sounds like you really recorded it in your garage, it's gonna sound like you really recorded it in your garage. Nobody wants to hear a song that's been recorded in the garage and it sounds like it. You can tell me later on, like, hey man, this sounds great. I recorded that in my garage and I mixed the hell out of it.
You can mix it. Like, for example, good example of that is a girl from Grammys, Billie Eilish. She recorded a whole record in her closet in her house.
But the mix and mastering.
But the mixing and mastering
has to be.
Yeah, you don't skimp on that. And like you say, just make sure your stuff is right and you'll be all right. Just keep pushing along and
be original.
Originality.
What music groups do you guys like?
Now?
Now. That's out now.
Meant2B.
Meant2B. I like that.
Honestly, think about it. Yeah, like R&B right now, for R&B groups, there aren't any. There's maybe
pop-up groups.
There's a few I can think of, but I mean that's for their own podcast. You know, but there's probably I can only think of the top of my head about 3 male R&B groups out right now.
I think duos like Nico and Vince and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah,
Nico and Vince, Jake and Papa.
Jake and Papa.
A few, but I was like, go ahead. Who you listen to?
I listen to everything. So I mean,
Describe pop-up group. What does that mean necessarily?
I mean, pop-up group.
Yeah.
I mean, you say pop group?
I said pop.
Pop.
Okay.
Pop group meaning they're more international. They have
Yeah,
more
like
international
BTS.
sound.
Gotcha.
BTS is a five. You know,
Like we write pop songs as well. You know what I'm saying? Where origination is R&B, but we make sure that the song can travel across the world, not just stay in the United States. Like one of our most of our downloads are in Germany and in a couple other places across seas. So I mean, we try to make sure that we make well-rounded music for everybody, and just not pigeonhole ourselves into one area.
I think we sat down one day and tried to think of like any R&B groups out right now. There's like I know there's like Next Time Down and like a couple others, but I can't. I couldn't.
Very few.
I mean, what are some on Instagram like that? But I'm talking about like I listen to.
Right.
R&B groups, no, but I mean, the pop one, Dan and Shay.
Dan and Shay for pop, pop, so like that. You know, I mean, of course, you got a bunch of country groups and big name, but I mean, I'm really feeling like, I mean, honestly, it's the underground people that I'm really feeling right now, man. It's like, you know, it's the Rotimi and Christian Lair, and these are just, you know, cats that don't got
L.A.
Yeah, L.A. And then also, what's up, his name that we listen to, now we're starting to get his props really well. He writes for Beyonce and all the people.
You talking about St. John's?
St. John's. You know, St. John, yeah. So, like, you know, I kind of look for the artists that don't have, you know, that big of a following. And I, you know, like kind of like when August Alsina, first came out, I was like, man, that's the dude right there. Does all the music. Then he got really, really big. Then everybody's like, oh man, this guy's great. And you know, and I was like, okay, I'm done. You know what I mean? Because now everybody knows that I go to the next one. Right. You know, I still love him. You know what I'm saying? That's just all I am. I kind of listen to the Untapped. And we always do that. We come to the studio. He's like, yo, listen to this. Some cat you never heard of. Like, who's that? Now, you know, I was on this playlist. I found him. You know, who's this? And that kind of gets you in. For us, it's a little bit of competition. I'm like, if I hear someone like, oh no, I can go write something. Yeah, it's gonna write better than this. No, this is cold. You know, because the music industry has been like, even though the Grammys are so dope, it's been the same people for 20 years now. Man. Yeah. It's gonna be, you know, up next is going, you know, is this person and that person, Drake, you know, same people over and over again. So where are all these artists at? You told me, so out of the whole world, they said there's like over 100 million songs that come out every year, right? And they said like 6 go number 1.
Wow.
Think about that. You know what I mean? Like this whole, you know, last year we one song for 17 weeks, the next song for 16 weeks, like that. So where are all the artists at? Where are all these songs at? They're out there. You just gotta. That's why I hate when people say there's no good music out there.
You're just not looking for it.
I'm like, you know, yeah, you know.
You listen to top 40.
Yeah.
The top 40
you know,
probably got 10 artists on it.
And like I said, while we say that, shout out to all the radio stations.
Yeah, no,
too, because
we want to be in the top 40.
yes, you know what I mean.
And
they
put them in that top 40.
Yeah, they give us a lot of love. And there's a bunch of top 40 artists that are super dope. You know, like that's not the point. The point is that you have to go looking and find the good music, and that underground music. You know, that's
Untapped.
Yeah, Untapped is probably a better word. It motivates you. You're like, man, this cat, and you look at their Instagram like, oh, this dude is recording this.
A lot of stuff sounds the same. Listen to top 40. There's no disrespect for them, but I'm just saying a lot of stuff sounds the same. There's nothing new coming out in the top 40.
Yeah. But play devil's advocate though. We also understand why new artists that are to the scene do come out with a top 40 record.
Yeah, you
got it, because you got to kind of play the game a little bit.
What's the game, Trey?
The game is like, I mean, well, you have different radios.
You gotta have a radio.
You have rhythmic radio, which is, you know, more R&B-ish, pop-ish, whatever. You got pop radio, which plays your, Taylor Swift, Dan Shay, do all that. Lizzo, and you have country music, you got different formats. So let's say we come out, when we do drop a new project, for example, let's say we have a song, we don't really put ourselves into a specific genre. Let's say we come out with a track, so now you know that this song you're going to gear it towards rhythmic radio.
Gotcha.
It has 118 BPMs, beat per minute. You're not going to send it to country, because it's not country. You're not going to send it to rock, you're going to send it ready to go. So then after, from that record, now you want to go into promotional tour. So when you get up, so when the stations start picking up the record, you're now going to want to travel and hit those radio stations and do interviews and do little shows around there. You know, promo tour. You know, so that's, you know, so, but then after, you know, so you get some name behind your notoriety, and make, you know, then like, okay, now we can start making some more, you know, some more music that, you know, listen to people, a lot of times I listen to people's first albums, and then their second and third.
You listen to 6 songs, you hear 6 singles.
Yeah.
And the rest albums really what they want to put out.
Yeah, and but
the perfect example is Pink.
Pink was signed to Babyface.
She was an R&B artist when she came out.
Yep.
Wow,
Straight R&B.
Straight R&B.
Her first song was There You Go.
Yeah. She was an R&B artist. She didn't want to do that, and you could tell where she wanted to go with music.
Mm-hmm.
She did that, got into the industry. As soon as she got established.
Miguel came out so, you know, like, you know, real kind of hip hop, short, you know, fade, kind of hip hop, you know, R&B, whatever. And then he started getting more eclectic. He found out he was more of a Prince type artist with the Dorn and songs like that, you know, and you know, he had the dreads. Now, you know, like you kind of slowly become your, you know, you a little bit. But that has changed a little bit too, though, with the internet, you know, because now people have the chance on Instagram so to kind of see the real you. So a lot of these record labels now, since record labels are almost dying out because of internet and how you can kind of be your own label, you know. So honestly, at the end of the day, there's, like I said, you play the game 2 ways.
Right.
You can play it on social media. You can try to go the record label route, but you just gotta, you know, whatever works for you. Nelly said it best. He said, "Whatever works for you,
some people need the labels, some people don't."
Some people don't. He said, "Whatever you need to work for you, do it." There's no formula to it. So
especially in this day and age, I mean,
we just talk in a circle. I know we just went just like this, but that's how it is, man.
Right. With you guys being so close as artists and friends, what are some of the struggles that you two may, or how do you get past disagreements between one another?
I mean, by this time we know each other, so.
Tiebreakers, though.
Yeah, we have tiebreakers too. I mean, you just
Tiebreakers.
ask opinions. It's opinion. You
Yeah.
ask opinion. You're like, okay, playing devil's advocate. Here's the story. We don't tell them whose opinion is what. These are the opinions. Which one do you see more fit? You don't say this is Trey's opinion, this is Dele's opinion. You know, that
Put
person
them on the table.
And I think it's
also
also
hear the opinions. You know, they get back feedback and they're like, okay.
yeah.
We probably figure it out ourselves at that point.
A lot of time we're in the studio with Cutta, he'd be like, he's a tiebreaker. He told me, he's like, nah.
Nah, that's
One day we were working on some music, we just cut it off. He's like, this ain't.
I'm not feeling this,
I ain't
man.
feeling this. Next, go ahead. But and we also record everything. Because if I'm like, man, I'm telling you that part would sound dope here, and you're like, no, I'm telling you, you won't. You're like, finish it, do it, because you can always take it off. You know, so then I guess one thing is you don't dismiss each other's ideas. You know what I'm saying? If you think it's hot, all right, go in there and lay it real fast. Go sing it. Because sometimes I'll be like, I hate how that sounds. And you go in there and do it, you're like, no, that's hot. That's hot.
And then somebody else hears something, you're like, okay,
I hear it from there. Because a lot of times you don't might not know the person's like, you might have an idea that you can't really translate it, just telling you, like, oh, I'm telling you it goes like this. And you be like, what? Like, I don't think, you go in there, I know it, and you fix it up, and you're like, oh.
Like when we recorded writing that song for that girl the other day, and she did the mad libs, and he was like, I'm gonna say this verse.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this verse, but based on what you did right now, I rewrote something else.
Yeah, you just scratch it off and do something else. And that's another thing, we're writers too, so we'll write for a bunch of different artists. So when we're in a writing session, we might disagree about something, but also we're gonna be like, so what do you think? Talk to the artist, like, what do you want to put here? What do you think you can say? It's like, oh yeah, and that's where we're at now too. Like I said, in addition to being artists, we're also songwriters, and we're starting to get a lot of songwriting opportunities in the industry.
Now that you're bringing that up, is that what you both see yourselves doing after Meant2B?
Wow.
In addition.
Yeah. In addition.
But let's be clear, the publishing aspect of songwriting will outlast your music career as an entertainer, as a performer. You know what I mean? Like, for example, like, if I'm like David Foster, and I wrote like My Heart Will Go On for Celine Dion, you know what I mean? That's like, that song is gonna make money for the next, 200 years. Your kids gonna be going to eat off of that. You know what I'm saying? Or for example, is Neo. Neo's a great example. Neo has his career, of course.
So he bought a jet off this to the left.
He wrote Irreplaceable for Beyonce. He wrote Take a Bow for Rihanna. He wrote Jennifer Hudson's Spotlight. Tank is a great example. Tank's written, he wrote
Jamie Foxx album, first album.
Yeah, the whole Jamie Foxx whole first album. You got Bravo Cox that wrote Usher's Let It Burn. You Got It Bad. these artists, he said, Jonte Austin he said, I bought a house with an elevator in it, and I haven't even dropped a song of my own. You know, so let that sink in.
I'm letting this.
You know what I'm saying? I bought a house with an elevator in it, but haven't dropped one single of my own.
A lot of these artists you see come out now, they're writers first.
Yeah.
They've been writing forever, and so this now is just finally okay. We found your niche where we want to put you as an artist. Now you can drop as an artist.
And if you get to Beyonce,
Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
I think Miguel was writing first before he really just broke off. People like that, they write first.
Yeah.
Neo too. Neo was writing first before he finally took off.
Dream.
Dream.
And you know, but once you get to a certain level,
Rico
you know,
Love.
once you get to a certain level though, you can kind of demand as an artist too. Like for example, if you're somebody like Beyonce, there's 100 points to an album, things like that. She can take 70 points. You're gonna be an artist wanting. You're gonna be a writer. She'll get credit. Believe me, she gonna get writing credits. You know what I mean? But that's dudes. Some people got those dudes. You know, like somebody like Timbaland going and probably do a couple of. You have the assistant do the rest, but that's Timbaland's song.
Diddy did that nonstop.
Rico Love, he said, Rico Love said something really cool. He said, people come in and they complain about something that took you like if you mix a song,
10 minutes to do it.
It took you 10 minutes to do it. Well, the reason why it took me 10 minutes because I spent 10,000 hours learning how to do it.
That took my life.
See what I'm saying? So like when they do so we go to write a song and we're gonna take an hour and a half. They be like, oh man, how much you charge? And you're like, oh yeah, I charge. I didn't take this out to write the song. It's like but because of the past 10 years, learning how to write a song is the reason why I got to write it so fast.
Perfecting my craft to be able to get to that point.
Exactly. So
you're paying for studio time.
Money.
It's like you're paying for studio time, so you should be happy already.
Yeah.
But that's take forever. Take a lunch break.
Yeah. We have some
tacos.
We have some artists right now that remain nameless, but hopefully these projects stick and we get these placements, soundtracks, so some movies and stuff. So you'll hear about it.
My other question that I have for you guys is, what is it going to take for you guys when you're just speaking about levels? What is it going to take for you two to get to the next level of your music careers?
Just keep on pushing with what we're doing. I mean, we're independent. We got our own independent company.
Is it harder being independent?
It's hard. I mean, I think owning a business in general is hard. So it's harder than actually working for an employee. So, I mean, working for a company, you're spending way more time than somebody that works from 9 to 5. You have to do you wake up, sleep, everything you're doing it no matter what. You're doing everything. So I mean, it's harder, but the rewards are a lot better. I mean, we're not sharing anything with anybody. So
right.
Yeah. I think what we've done has prepared us for the next level very well as well because, like I said, since we have distribution with a major distribution company, Empire has everybody from Kendrick Lamar to T.I. to everybody, and so we have the avenues to put our music out on a large platform independently.
Yeah, we just signed our contracts too.
Nice.
We had
the Empire party and they celebrated us this past weekend at the Grammys. That's before everything took place, but I mean, we had a great time with that.
That's awesome.
But like I said, owning our own company has prepared us for what we're going to do in the future as well. Because if you think about it, when it comes to that's even for example when we do our videos. Not only do we find a director, we have a casting director. Shout out to Sheree Green, and then we have our video director. So we have to find with them. We have to have a casting call. On the casting call, you have to look at headshots, do other things like that. Make sure for your videos and whatnot. You got to also scout locations. You got to scout locations. You got to make sure the mix is right. If you're gonna have a video version of that, you got to make sure that you have the treatment board. The treatment board.
We do all that. We come up with our ideas for all our videos.
Yeah, you have to bring.
And then we find a director, bring it to them, and then they gel the information.
Whether you need anything as far as props, anything, whatever, you gotta get that done too. You gotta get the waiver signed for all the talent. You gotta make sure everyone understands that if it's gonna be for pay, or if it's gonna be for just TFP, which is trade for prints. All that stuff, and then not only that, when we do our music, we also have to do your copyrights, your publishing, your split letters. You gotta make phone calls all the time. You're also on the phone. You're also texting somebody. You're also on the
follow up on your manager.
Follow up on your manager. Follow up on emails.
Attorney to make sure the attorney's looking at your other attorney.
Answer the phone. That is the number one. Answer the phone, because a phone call, it could be I got a show for y'all. I got something for y'all to do, and you don't answer the phone for 2 hours. on to the next. Somebody else is already like, well, I had to fill this spot, man. So, or I had this, this person in Denver wanted to do a show, man, and she needed a headline real fast. We're gonna fire out tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah. And you didn't answer the phone for all day.
Right.
And then it's like, well, we found somebody else to do it.
It's awesome.
So yeah, it's definitely a preparation.
So this question is for you, Trey. With you recently getting married, how does this, your busy life, affect your personal life? How do you juggle both of those?
I mean, luckily, I found a woman that allows me to do what I need to do, and that's all, and being very supportive, being very, like whatever I do, she supports me on it. So within reason, of course, you know what I'm saying. I'm not going to spend $10,000 on something, man, but and like I said, she always was supportive. We've been together for a while now. She's always supported me. Always made sure that she knows music is my passion. So one thing she said to me when we were getting ready for the wedding, everything, she said, one thing I would never do is make you choose between me and your music.
That's amazing.
And that's something that obviously
a lot of people have trouble.
Yeah,
Exactly.
my girl said the same thing. She wants to strip me of my music.
Yeah.
So that's what most people would say. Most people try to do in those relationships. They try to strip you of what
Your
your
passion.
passion is. So that's how my girl. She said, I'm not gonna ever strip you of my passion. So it's passion.
I want to end this by asking you both to do an acapella.
We were prepared for that.
You know, we just got back from Grammys weekend.
I know.
Day.
You do Deja Vu? I'm thinking, you can do Deja Vu.
Yeah.
And then I'll do Love.
Yeah.
But be shy. You want to do that part?
Yeah.
Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8.
We can get it poppin', shorty, or we can pretend to be shy. But let me ask you one question, why would I pretend that I ain't feeling you? Girl, it's my deja vu, the moment I saw you. So why would I pretend that I ain't feeling you?
That's it.
There you go, guys. I'm
I
your
guess
old
that's the Grammy
Turtle.
weekend, so
This is Meant to Be,
Yes, sir.
and we're out.